Hello, boys and girls. Let's start with the IAS 40 investment properties. So, investment properties, we have two types of properties which will come under the head of investment properties. One properties which we use for the capital appreciation purposes. Another one is properties which we use for the rental purposes. Okay. So, here are the two models which we can use in IAS 40. One is cost model. All right. And cost model is exactly same as uh, IAS 16, that is, cost less accumulated depreciation less impairment losses. And the second model is a different one, which is fair value model. Okay. Now, we will not do the cost model in this standard because we already looked at it in IAS 16. So, fair value model. Uh, Suppose here is the asset which we got on the year zero for 1000, and on year one its value is 1500. So what will be the cost? What will the entry on year zero? Asset debit cash credit 1000, right? At year one, when its value increase, asset debit 500 and profit and loss credit 500. We will recognize it as an income. In case if the value is decreased, for example, we got the asset for 1000 in year zero and on year one and its value is now 750. So asset debit cash credit 1000 at year one. At the end of year one, asset values decrease, so asset credit 250 and profit and loss debit 250, we will recognize it as an expense. Simple and easy treatment, right? Now let us look at the one of the example. Suppose here is a building we have, right? This portion is for our own use, right? And this portion is for rental purposes. Now, question is which accounting standard to apply, either IAS 16 or IAS 40. So, if we firstly we will consider that if asset can be sold separately. If the answer is yes, then on this portion we will apply IAS 40, and on this portion we will apply IAS 16, right? But if the answer is no, then we will look at the significance, and significance can be in terms of revenue or in terms of area, right? Whichever significance basis we use, right? If the IS 40 significance is higher, we will apply IS 40 on whole asset, and if IS 16 significance is higher, then we will apply IS 16 on whole as asset, right? For example, now let me give you the example over here. Suppose we have a building of accountancy academy, okay, and here what I do teach from morning 8 to evening 10 p.m., night 10 p.m., right? So my main source of income is, via teaching. But one day, one guy came to me and he asked me that, sir, if I go to stay to the hostel, it will cost me 10,000, or you can say $1,000. $1,000, right? Uh, so can I stay in the institute as I only have to sleep in the night? I said, okay, but pay me $100. Now, in this case, most part of the income I get is via teaching, right? So what I will do, I will apply IAS 16, right? Let us take the another example here. Suppose these are the apartments. Suppose these are the apartments, and from apartments, uh, from each apartment, I'm getting the rental income of 40,000 and maintenance income of 5,000. Now the question is, which standard to apply? Obviously, I'm getting more from the rental income, so I will apply IAS 40. But suppose the case is vice versa. Suppose the case is vice versa. How? It does happen specifically in the malls that rentals are lower. For example, rentals are 10,000 and maintenance cost is 50,000. Now, which standard to apply? In this case, we will apply IAS 16. Got it? Now, one more thing. Suppose it's in Marriott Hotel, and in a hotel we have various type of services. On they do give rooms on rents, right? So these are the rooms from which they get the rental income, right? And then they have other services as well. For example, they have restaurants, they have uh, halls for attending functions and all, conducting seminars and all. They have gym services, they have pool services, they have sauna bath services, etc., etc. These extra services are known as ancillary services, right? So now again, the question is which standard to apply, IS 16 or IS 40? So again, the question is who has the higher significance? Let me give you the example of Pakistan. There was a times that when we had the tourism in Pakistan was on peak back uh, in earlier days. The tourism was on peak, right? So, more people come for the tourism purposes, so they do take the services of rooms, right? And they use these services less. It was these room services were higher and these services were less. So they used to apply IS 40. But time changes, and then it was a time came when terrorism was on peak in our country, unfortunately. So demand of the tourism got lower, and so the rental income got lower, and people start taking these services more, such as they came for the restaurants, they even hire halls for the marriage purposes, marriage functions and all, vice versa. So at this era, they started to apply IAS 16 on this standard. Then again, the conditions of Pakistan got better and tourism got on peak. People started taking their rentals again. So now they shift to IAS 40 again. So again, it's a matter of significance. Okay, so far, so good. Uh, Change in model. For example, earlier they were using cost model and then they shift to fair value model. For example, they were using cost model over here, and then on this day they shift to fair value. So on that day when they will shift to fair value model, the cost this date cost will be fair value now, and from now on they will apply the fair value rules. Okay, in the same way, if they shift from fair value to cost model. See, here they applied fair value, 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 here they are now they are shifting to cost model. Now These days, pay value will be our cost, and now onwards, they will apply cost model rules. Now, one last thing which we need to know in this standard. I hope you remember a little bit uh, consolidation. Suppose this is a parent company, this is a subsidiary company. Parent company uh, gave a building on rent to subsidiary company. So in a consolidated books, what they will apply? They will apply IAS 16, as you can notice. But in individual financial statements of parent company, what they will apply? They will apply IAS 40. So that's it about the IAS 40, and I hope you get it. I'll see you soon in the next lecture.